Over the next several days, we've got a couple of different systems that are going to be rolling through our area thanks to a really strong pull of moisture actually from the Gulf of Mexico. So that's what's going to keep these rain chances alive for the next several days. But the important thing to note, temperatures are going to be warming up. In fact, we're looking at a day likely within the next couple where temperatures could be close to 50 degrees. So a very different story from what we're dealing with right now. But some of you, if you were out and about traveling early this morning, maybe you even just had to step outside, you were taking garbage potentially to the road, or maybe you just had to let the dog out. Winter weather advisory is still in effect for a good reason. There was that little bit of glazing of ice out there mixing in with some of that rain early this morning that remains in effect until noon, and we will have to watch some of those area roadways pretty closely, especially down to the south. This is our live look from our First Alert camera network out towards New Philly, so just keep that in mind. If you live in our southern communities where we are seeing that better icing potential right now, please take it slow, and if you can, delay travel maybe just by another hour or so, just because we're going to quickly see these temperatures rebounding and all of this mixing that's occurring from, say, Worcester down towards Millersburg, Canton, even Dover, New Philly. It's just off to your west. We are likely going to see that transition then to all rain as those temperatures start to warm. So our icing potential will start to come down. But look at that stream of moisture that's going to be working into our area over the next couple of days. That's what's going to keep the rain chance alive for many of us. And we've already started to see it filter in early today. Temperatures outside right now, low to mid 30s across the area. Feels like temperatures still something we're battling into the 20s, but it's not going to be there for long. We're really tracking a pretty sizable warm up through the rest of the work week. We'll walk you through all of the new data coming up in just a few minutes. Day in and day out kind of look here across Northeast Ohio. So if you saw some peaks of sunshine the other day, hopefully you soaked it in while you could, because the clouds are going to be very commonplace for us here as we continue on through the rest of the work week. We have that icy mix out there this morning. Maybe you encountered it with some slick roads or slick sidewalks earlier today. Good news is, as temperatures continue to warm above freezing, though we will stay still into the 30s, we are going to transition to all rain. So that is the next big thing for us as we go through the rest of this afternoon. We'll slowly see those rain chances kind of die down a little bit as we go into the overnight. But as temperatures continue to warm and that snowpack continues to melt, we're going to have a lot of moisture trapped in our atmosphere. So we're going to have to watch for some fog first thing tomorrow morning, not to mention additional rain chances starting to roll in. It's just going to be kind of one of those gross patterns that kind of sets up here across Northeast Ohio. Certainly a lot of rain chances to be found all across the area. But if you look closely, as we've gone through the last 15 minutes or so, we're really starting to see the coverage of where we see a lot more of that pink or that icing potential decreasing as it eventually changes over to more rain. So that's the hope, that as we go through the rest of this morning, which we don't have much time left officially in those AM hours, we will continue to see a lot of that pink dissolve and transition over to some green, indicating temperatures are above freezing. The precipitation that's falling is above freezing, and we shouldn't have to worry too much more about slick roads because of icing concerns. Now, we may still get some ponding, and that can cause, of course, the typical headaches that come with the rain chances just in general. But look at this really channel of moisture that's going to be coming into Northeast Ohio. We're going to have several different systems, pretty much one after the other, that's going to keep that rain chance alive. But this is some pretty rich moisture that we're working in across our area. So you can expect that we're going to see at least some decent type of rain chances for us here as we go through the next couple of days. Again, for us, the big story is going to be the rain chances across Northeast Ohio. You can see that better opportunity as we go through the rest of this afternoon. Scattered opportunities, scattered rain chances. That's going to stick with us as temperatures eventually warm into the middle and upper 30s across our area. But you'll notice then as we go to the overnight hours tonight, we don't really lose a lot of that heat. Temperatures do continue to warm up, and I do think by early tomorrow morning, a lot of us are waking upper 30s, if not close to the lower 40s. Again, we will have a lot of moisture, so that will translate to some better opportunities for rain. But look at that temperature. We're going to be back into the upper 40s, close to 50 degrees by Thursday, before some more wintry weather looks to arrive in time for the weekend. Dealing with this icy mix this morning at times, so may have been a bit more cumbersome if you had to be out and about, but good news is we are transitioning to rain. Today, highs are going to be into the upper 30s, but here's the thing. Overnight tonight, we're not going to lose a lot of ground in that temperature department. We're actually going to gain a couple of degrees by the time we wake up early tomorrow morning, which means you don't have to worry about ice reforming in, say, a lot of locations. It may still be pretty slushy out there, especially some of that snow is melting, but we're adding a lot of moisture to our atmosphere. So not only is that going to fuel some fog opportunities for us before we close out the work week, but we also have several opportunities to pick up on additional rain chances chances as well as this big stream of moisture basically just continues to roll into northeast Ohio. You can actually see the tail of that moisture moving through places like Cincinnati, and this extends all the way down to Texas. So that's how far our fetch is in terms of how much moisture we're going to be building in here over the next couple of days. But certainly all eyes have been on what kind of precipitation is falling across northeast Ohio. This morning, it was a mixture of rain and even a little bit of that freezing rain or sleet at times. But you can see that pink color not really as well widespread across northeast Ohio. And for us, that's good news, because that does mean our temperatures are really starting to recover at this point, and that the coldest of the air that we've been dealing with is slowly starting to work its way back up to the north. Now, sure, it's still definitely winter coat weather out there. Temperatures are sitting into the lower and middle 30s across the area, but you see New Philly, you're already up to 38 degrees. That's a sign of what's to come for a lot of us as we continue on through the rest of this afternoon. So keep the rain gear with you. It's not necessarily a guarantee you're going to need it at all times. I do think the rain will come in waves, so we should get a couple breaks here and there. But you'll notice as we enter into the afternoon, rain chances still holding steady as temperatures eventually warm into the upper 30s. Where we go from here as we look ahead towards some 50-degree temperatures, we'll walk you through that coming up.